I would say that we are moving at 1,000 miles per hour here.
Yeah.
Everything is per minute, sorry, or per second, but everything is happening really fast and on a much higher scale. So I think, in the coming years, we are going to be continuing on that trajectory, and there's going to be a lot of growth.
Hello and welcome to the Mayman Show. We are coming to you from our studios in Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. On our episode today, we have a rising talent in the music industry from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. She is a Saudi/Canadian DJ. We have DJ Viva.
Hello.
So thanks for taking the time to be on the show on your recent trip here to Riyadh. So let's just jump into some of these, topics that we were going to discuss today. So you've as I just said, you're a rising talent in the music industry. You've performed, different places around the world for, Middle Beast and Chanel events.
In France.
Yeah.
The Cannes Music Festival that they have every summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a snapshot of what you're doing now. So let's rewind a bit. And
Sure.
when did you realize that you wanted to be in the music industry?
Honestly, I never realized it. And this is a bit of a funny story,
Yeah.
but I became a DJ based on a challenge from a friend who
Okay.
was a DJ.
All right.
And as you guys know, my background is mainly academia, right?
Okay.
I used to teach at the Business University in Jeddah.
Mm-hmm.
And one day my friend, he was a DJ. It was actually the first big event that happened here in King Abdullah Economic City when Tiesto was there. And he was DJing on one of the yachts for the VIP guests. And he came up to me and he's like, "You didn't become a DJ yet?" I was like, "Dude, no. I have a PhD. I'm a doctor. I teach at university.
That
I'm
is
not going to be a DJ." He's like,
yes.
"Oh, you look down on DJs."
Okay.
He's like, "Okay, do this, do that. Download this software. Try these mixes and then tell me what you think."
Okay.
And I did that.
Okay, but how did he feel that you would be into it, especially since your background is
He
completely...
didn't. It was a challenge. It was
Yeah.
a challenge. He was just like, "Show me that DJing is as low as you think it is."
Okay.
The way I said it was very wrong.
So when you did it, when you saw that there was just a lot more effort into...
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a lot of effort, both technically and creatively, that goes into it. And I did a mix just experimentally,
Okay.
I put it up on my Instagram. Everyone loved it.
Okay.
And it's not that, okay, what people think is what matters, but, the positivity and the positive impact. And that's going to be my keyword a bit today. Yeah, like,
Positivity?
no, impact.
Impact.
Yeah. So the impact that it had, like, even coming from a lecturer type of background, you do have impact on your students.
Okay.
And I guess I kind of felt that, okay, this was something very positive that was happening.
All right.
And I kind of kept with the flow of it.
Okay. So
And yeah, so it took off. And within a year, like, I was loving it. I was enjoying it.
okay.
He had challenged me basically to tap into a part of me that I didn't know existed previously.
All
And
right.
I'm grateful for that,
But what happened when, let's say, you tried all that and you went back to him? What did you tell him? Like, what was his reaction to your, for you responding to his
He
challenge
was
and
like, "I
trying?
thought you were just having fun." I'm like, "Yeah, I was just having fun."
Yeah.
But, sometimes something you really enjoy can turn into your life,
Okay.
and that's what happened. And I think within a year of that, I quit the whole academia side
Really?
of
So
my career.
were you enjoying that part of your career when you were doing it? Was it something that you found fulfilling, or you felt like there could be something else you could do?
Honestly, at that time, I did find it fulfilling. I liked it.
Okay.
And it's just that sometimes we don't realize how much more we have inside of us.
Okay.
And it takes just that one little spark from
Mhm.
someone or something to make us, realize it and tap into it. And I guess that's what happened with me. It was like a spark just happened and it just a big bang type of thing,
All right, that's
you
cool.
know? So, yeah,
Okay.
that's how that came
And
about.
so, how do you utilize this blend? Like your academic arts and music and arts and business. How do you blend in all those factors and backgrounds, and how does it influence your sound?
Well, I mean, like everything has a side of it, even creativity. You've got to learn how to make it work for you if you want it to be your life. You've got to learn how to monetize it. You've got to create your brand. You have to put yourself out there. You've got to have some marketing skills. So I think that's where my background in marketing and business and education comes in.
Okay.
And a lot of people ask me this question actually, and I always kind of relate it to so anyone that's done a master's degree, you realize you have to use software
Okay.
for your research, your qualitative, quantitative evidence and all of that stuff. Or is that the PhD level? Yeah.
All right.
And so in vivo software, and I
Mm.
always it hits me sometimes that the software that we use for DJing
Mm-hmm.
and Vivo is kind of very similar in that there's an input of information and
Yeah.
then you get your results.
Okay.
So it's very similar in DJing in that you're inputting all of this, well, creativity and music into it, and then you begin to see the impact you have
Okay.
on your audience, on your fans.
All right. And
Yeah.
so what part of that would you say giving a part of yourself into the art form basically lives inside your music?
Um, for me, it's the part that I get to create impact on people's lives and create a feeling and just I mean, like I always say that in like a lot of my interviews, that it really is, whether it's visual arts that I found, because I also do visual arts, I do aerial arts and music. It's all creativity, and
Hmm.
really, like you really just have to go inside of yourself and just take something out,
Yeah.
to give to people. It's all about giving. It's all about having an impact on the people around you. Visual arts, it's about people seeing your paintings, and music, it's about what they're hearing and how they
Okay.
react to it. So, yeah.
All right. And if you had to give us a snapshot of your psyche and your mentality, when you're perform or doing that artistic expression, what usually, like if you had to sum it up in like a sentence or a couple of words, what would it usually be?
Okay, so I would say with music,
Mm.
it's about giving, it's about impact, it's about the audience, it's about them, you
Okay.
know? And so I'm creating for them. When it's aerial arts, it's a lot more personal for me.
Okay.
It's a whole different zone, I would feel. It's creativity at the same time, it's dance. But for me, it's stress relief, it's soothing, it's like nurturing a part of me that that I feel like I really need, and all of us in this hectic, chaotic world, we do need something
All right.
that's our comfort space.
Okay.
And for aerial arts, that's what I find. If I'm having a really rough week, I'm just having a tough time, I'm really upset with any situation. If I get into my studio, okay, that's my happy place.
Okay.
That's where I can get out of there and just feel, okay, the world is stable, everything's good now.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's the differentiating factor, is that in music, in visual arts, you're giving. And for aerial arts, for me, it's much more of a personal,
All right.
creative space.
Okay. So
Yeah.
from cosmetics, galleries, studios, big stages, how do
Yeah.
you juggle all that? Where do you find the balance?
Well,
What's your time management
I mean,
secrets?
like for the academia side, I've kind of put that behind me.
Okay.
It's my past. I
Mm.
don't plan on revisiting it anytime soon.
Okay.
I like the space that I'm in right now. I love the creative realm. It's I find it much more fulfilling. As for the cosmetics brand, that's something I'm gonna be revisiting later this year.
Hmm.
I had started it during COVID, and it did take off very nicely, but unfortunately, my partner in that, she passed away, so I kind of froze
Yeah.
it for a while.
Okay. And then now you've decided to
Yeah,
pick it
yeah,
up.
yeah. Um, and the art gallery, again, this is like Sensation Art Gallery is something that I created as an expression of all the different levels of creativity that I'm involved in. If you attend the gallery, you'll see that there's the visual arts, and then we have the DJs and the musicians outside. We also have like mixology and all of the different types of food art happening there,
All right.
as well as the aerial arts.
All right.
So for me, it's kind of like a celebration of all types of creativity
Artistic
and arts.
expressions
Yeah.
and
And I'm
creative.
really happy that, again, that was a little bit of an experimental thing that happened back 2 years ago.
Okay.
But now we're on the fourth edition of it. It grew, it
Yeah.
became something really amazing. And I'm really like, I'm a little bit proud of, not in an arrogant way, but I am proud of myself for, you know, just again, another little spark turning it into something.
Okay. And since this is your fourth edition, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
upcoming one. How was the reception of for the first event that you had, and how did it expand basically?
The first event that we had, it went like surprisingly, events are very chaotic,
Yeah.
but surprisingly, it went very well, very smoothly. And once people in the creative world caught onto it, there was this demand. Like our inboxes were flooded,
Okay.
and they wanted to have the next edition. Like when's the next one happening?
All right.
And so we scheduled that. That was January. We scheduled the next one for April, and we pretty much doubled what we did from the first edition
All right.
and made it like twice as big. And again, that was really, really, good. But for the third edition, I kind of toned it down
Okay.
and I made it just a VIP edition that happened in February,
All right.
February 21st this year.
All right.
Because I wanted it to be, I wanted to experiment and see a bit more of the artistic world, the art connoisseurs, the people who are the art lovers. And
Okay.
so we just made it a VIP edition, by invitation only,
Okay.
and just got everyone around, in that space for that night only.
All right.
And again, that was a hit.
Okay.
And now we're on to the fourth edition.
All right. Do you plan on making that more intimate or bigger?
This
Plan
one's
on-
going to be, I feel, much bigger
All right.
than the first two big editions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the world of DJing. So, can you let us know? I mean, or just give us a snapshot of like the first big concert you performed in, and what were you feeling, during that concert?
The first big concert I performed was actually with Middle Beast.
Yeah.
I think 2021, just
All right.
after COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I was nervous. Oh my God.
Okay.
Big stages. It was my first big stage performance. At the same time, it was exhilarating. And music does that to you.
Okay.
It really is a psychological thing. It really is a mood lifter. Once you get into that zone,
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, you're not nervous anymore.
All right.
But there's always, every single time.
You feed off the crowd.
I have performed so many times for brand events, for corporate events, for everything. But every time I'm
Right.
nervous before I go on a stage
Okay.
because it's always a new experience. And that's one of the great things about it too,
All right.
is that every event you perform, new set of people, new vibe, and new mindset you need to get into
All right.
to have that impact and to relate to the people in front of you
Okay.
that you're performing for.
All right. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then, what was your first international gig?
That was in Cannes, in
Okay.
the Cannes Electronic Music Festival. Happens every August over there. And again, it was very nerve-wracking,
Okay.
but I loved it. I welcomed it. And it was good to see the difference between what's happening here locally and how things are conducted internationally.
All right.
It is very much stepping out of a comfort zone.
Okay.
So the audience there are very different, as you know. I feel like it is a bit more difficult to read them. Maybe because I'm used to here, but
Yep.
it was
Well,
a
here
bit
you have
more
a
difficult.
pretty wild
yeah.
crowd that are thirsty for fun,
Yes,
especially
they
big
are
concerts and
very
everything.
hungry for entertainment here, and that's really such a good thing, though.
Yeah.
It's really nice to see the excitement and to see how they appreciate
Mhm.
music here and creativity as a whole.
All right. And then, how do you see the the Saudi music and creative scene? Like how do you see it, basically today, and where do you see it going? Just with all the expansion that's happening on music, entertainment, art, you name it. There's many spheres, and there's room for collaboration between all these spheres as well. So, how do you see it now, and where do you see it going?
Um, Currently, it's a very rich scene, I
Mm.
would say. And I can contrast that. I was in Canada in December, January, and I would say that we are moving at 1,000 miles per hour here.
Yeah.
Everything is per minute, sorry, or per second, but everything is happening really fast and on a much higher scale. So I think, in the coming years, we are going to be continuing on that trajectory, and there's going to be a lot of growth. And the fusions, as you just mentioned, are happening. And late last year, I also created a fusion between a cubist artist here, one of our
Hmm.
most famous, Hiba Ismail, and myself. And we called it Cubisonic, cubic art, and sonic for sound.
Okay.
And this is a performance that we do live for different brands and locations, in which she's doing live painting and I'm doing live DJing. And again, that's been received, really well, and something that I hope to grow as well. But yeah, going back to your question, these fusions are obviously, starting to happen.
Okay.
Every fashion show that we have, we see music is being incorporated into that too.
All right. And where do you, what are your thoughts about the current wave of female producers and talent coming from the kingdom at the moment? Since you're one of them.
Yeah, I'm one of the first, and I'm really happy, like,
All
to
right.
have been part of the pioneering of women in the music scene
There.
here. But I do feel that it adds a lot of value
Okay.
to the creative scene and to the music scene, because women always have this different side of, like, we implement a different type of vibe into our music, a more
Okay.
nurturing, a more feminine.
Yeah.
Femininity is always like, it's half of our world, half of our society, if not more. And I'd like to see more of them, though,
Okay.
to be honest.
All right.
A lot of our girls, they are into DJing, they are into music, but I think there needs to be a little bit more of a push, and I hope to have that impact at some point in helping them to get into that level of production.
Okay. And while we have you here in our studios, since you're talking about the feminine touch in music making, do you, we didn't just bring you here to talk. Are you gonna give our audience watching and listening a taste of what kind of music you create?
Sure.
All
I
right.
would love to.
Okay. Well, we'll be back. We're just gonna set up the studio for DJ Viva.
stars are aligning, flames in Orion. Look in my eyes. Wait, now you talking about me. How you talking about me? Made it all about me. Too late by me. Don't come by me. It's too late by me. Too late by me. Too late by me. Too late by me. For me, I know your love's too late. It's too late for me, alright, your love's too late. It's too late for me, I know your love's too late. It's too late for me, I know your love's too late. Are you talking to me with that attitude? You know that I can't let go. Can you see that the stars are aligning? Flames in Orion. Look in my eyes. Too late for me, I know your love's too late. It's too late for me, alright, your love's too late. It's too late for me, I know your love's too late. Too late. Need to check on my pride, cause when you tell me I got it, I get anxious. I'm not paying no mind, but it might give me back right when I'm famous. Cause one look in your eyes won't help me decide and make some changes. So baby, won't you just let me set me and get me? I ain't tryna throw shade. When the words don't match the actions, I cannot stay. Peace of mind, physical attraction. Baby, you play yourself. It's a little too late for that. It's a little too late for that. It's a little too late for that. For me, I know your love's too late. It's too late for me, alright, your love's too late. It's too late for me, I know your love's too late. It's too late for me, I know your love's too late. It's too late for me, I know your love's too late. It's too late for me, I know your love is late. It's too late for me, I know your love is late.
All right, that was DJ Viva. That's some pretty good tunes. Yeah, is there a track or anything that you want our audience to look out for?
The last track that I played, it's my last release.
Yeah.
With two of our local singers, Aziz Wave and Callie B.
All right. Well, that's some pretty
And
tight
award-winning Aziz Wave, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Singer.
Well, the award-winning Aziz
Yeah.
is just had his track played on the award-winning Middle Eastern podcast.
That's
for Arab News.
amazing.
All right. And before we wrap up the interview, is there a message you want to send to the audience?
Do everything you want to do now. We all act like, we have a do-over or we have another chance at this. And the question that you asked me before, why I do so many different things, is I kind of believe, and I do think we can live our lives in a way that we diversify our interests, our creativity, and everything that we want to do, much like how we diversify stock portfolio.
All right, that's good. I mean, diversity and variety is always good
in your own life,
Okay.
and everything that you want to do.
Well, anyways, I won't take much of your time. Thank you for coming into the show. Thanks for taking some time to play some tracks. I know it was annoying to get all your equipment here and set it up and everything, but
it was
really
amazing.
appreciate it.
Thank you
Means the
so
world
much
to me.
for having me.
And before we wrap up, just remember that music makes the people come together. See you later. Tune in to the one and only Mayman Show.